So, man, let's talk about TNA. You've been down there for a pretty good while now. How long has it been?
Yep. About 8 years now, I think.
Man, shit, I ain't going to get you any hot water, but I love your work. Why don't they light your ass on fire, throw up a big green light, and push you to the moon?
Well, that's it's one of those many things that is far and away out of my hands, and I show up to work every day with a smile on my face, ready to do the best that I can, and that's all I can do, man.
I hear you, and duly noted, and good answer, because, what do you say to that?
Yeah, granted, it is a political answer, but I mean, honestly, it's truly the way I feel, man. Like, I don't get stressed out about things like that, because, at the end of the day, I'm confident enough in my own abilities. I'm confident enough in what I'm able to do in the ring, and I'm confident enough in the fact that if given the opportunity, I'll run with it. So, I mean, they gave me the opportunity. They gave me that one little open window shot. They get my foot in the door. Don't worry, I'll kick it down, and we'll have a lot of fun.
There's been a couple of matches I've watched you, and you put some guys over clean in the middle with their finish. And to a lot of guys who would go out there that I've known in the past and would go out there totally with a boo-boo face. They would go out there and you could read their body language. You could look at their face and they're doing a job because of, they didn't want to do business. And, so, and I've turned down doing a couple of jobs because it wasn't good business. But by and large, I've always done the right thing. I've seen you go down in the middle of the ring clean, and it never hurts you because of the way you do it. And to me, it gives me a high level of respect for you because of the way you take care of business and the way you can take care of your business.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to stuff like that, the only thing that gets me mad about me ever losing in the ring is when they don't do something with it. You know what I mean? That's the only thing that ever hurts me. As far as my shoulders going down on the mat, I mean, hey, it's wrestling. We'd all love to be the big champion every day, but at the same time, this is a business. It's an entertainment business. Conflict and controversy creates cash. You got to have conflict. You got to have controversy. You got to. You can't always. The formula has to change up. You can't be the invincible juggernaut forever, and and I realize that, and I come to grips with that. Some fans, they don't, but I mean, I understand that, and I appreciate that, man. That's great. But, I mean, going out there and, like you said, knowing how to do it, too, is also important. I mean, I've seen plenty of examples of guys going out in the ring and losing. And I hate to yank your chain a little bit, but, I mean, one of the big examples that is always brought up, and it is kind of like, I don't know how many times I've heard this, but, you and Bret Hart, when you passed out, with the blood streaming down your face, I mean, that was the way that, hey, you went out, but I mean, after that match was all said and done, I mean, I think you were infinitely 20 times better off than you were before going in that match, which is hard to believe considering how hot things were at the time. So it's like, you take a little bit of that mantra, and there's always a right way to do things, and it's pro wrestling, it's individual accomplishments. At the end of the day, it's a team sport, and we're all going to succeed together. So you better be ready to make those sacrifices when the time comes.
There's always a time, when there's too many losses, and that's when it's time to speak up. But I remember, back in the day when I first went to WWF, man, I was doing a job every single night, getting kicked in the chin by Sean, and then passing out and doing the sharpshooter thing with Brett or whatever. And I was that mid-range guy, and they hadn't started pushing me yet, and I was just getting jobbed out every night. But I'll tell you something, man, from a learning standpoint and from a different dynamic than where you're at right now currently in your career, man, getting your ass beat every night can damn sure open your eyes and teach you a lot of things, man, because anybody can go out and win a match. It takes a real sumbitch to go out there and lose a match and actually learn something from that match and, accomplish that to build a rapport with those people. That's how you lose, man. I mean, you can get beat clean, you can get beat quick, 1, 2, 3, whatever, but you can leave that sumbitch smelling like a rose despite the fact that it's an L.
Yep. And, and like I said, man, I think the other big thing, the fact that draws to that is growing up with a lot of guys who fight as a career and for their life and stuff. I mean, when these guys lose, they get the shit beat out of them, and I got to go visit them in the hospital and try to look at their face and act like it ain't as bad as it looks. But when I lose, at least I get to go down to Cracker Barrel and have myself a sandwich and a Diet Coke and call it a night. I mean, it's really, and the reality of things is if you're worried about that shit, I mean, you're kind of like. You're not really getting the business.